in this vlog, I will just be sharing to you how I landed a job abroad. I used to be a deputy teacher. I taught in the Department of Education for 3 years. I wanted to grow. I want to see more of the world. I want to widen my horizons. That's the reason why I decided to leave my job in the Philippines. I will tell you the story, so how it started. When I had my first international exposure, when I visited another country, that's when I realized, wow, this country is very highly developed and everything is better compared to my country. So yun, like I realized, oh, there is a better option. There's a better life outside my country. There's a better option for me, then why not grab it? Like when I was there, kasi sa Korea, I had a friend there, and then she said, oh, why not consider like applying here. So that's when I realized, wow, I had wide options because I'm an English teacher, and you know, English is an international language. Pwede talaga if I would really try to go to other countries to work as an English teacher. So doon na open yung awareness ko na I have this potential. So that's when I started searching on the internet which countries talaga na they really had a demand for English teachers. From my research online, the countries that really need English teachers in demand talaga: China, Korea, Vietnam, Japan. So from all those countries, tinignan ko pa ang top 10. From the top 10, I shortlisted yung specific countries na I thought, I imagined myself I can stay there, I can work there as an English teacher. So yun, na shortlist ko Vietnam because I had a friend in Vietnam and she's also teaching English there during that time. And then another one is UAE because I have a sister in UAE. And then Korea because I've been there before. Last option ko, China. I spent time thinking and then considering the pros and cons, and also I asked the guidance of God. I sought for His will. First option that I really had in mind during that time was Vietnam. I already booked a ticket to Vietnam kasi during that time Cebu Pacific has a promo regularly to nearby countries. I shared my plans, my this idea to my sister in UAE. And then I shared to her that I am considering also traveling to Vietnam to work abroad as a teacher. And then she said, why would you choose to be in Vietnam when you don't have a family there? Why not come here in UAE? So when she said that, I realized, oh nga no, bakit ako makikipagsapalaran sa isang lugar na wala naman akong pamilya? And yeah, I have a friend there, but iba talaga yung person that will help you, is willing to help you because she is your flesh and blood, so family. So yun, even I had already a confirmed ticket to round trip to Vietnam. So I just decided, okay, I will go to UAE. So I have a sister there. During that time, it's not yet 100% in my mind. It's not yet 100% talaga na sure na I would really work abroad. So during the vacation, like summer vacation, April and May, diba? For us teachers, we are blessed to have summer vacation also in the Philippines for those 2 months. So I used that as the travel dates. I would go to UAE to explore possibilities there. So I didn't resign yet because it's not 100% sure pa na mag-work talaga ako abroad. So I went there with a tourist visa sponsored by my sister to UAE. And then I had a 3 months tourist visa. So 3 months, so meaning April, May, and then June. So, June, di ba, may pasok na. So for the first month of the school year, filed a leave. I went through it. If you watch my other vlog, I went through that process again, getting approval from the school level to the division level to the regional level. So ang haba po ng process. So I went through that process again to be able to go to UAE. So when I arrived here in UAE, For the first few weeks, I was just enjoying kasi wow, it's a new country, so visit some places, yun, and took care of my nephew, yun. And then while I was doing that, I was also like searching through the internet, like possible jobs or job openings that I could apply for. I searched here like job openings for English teachers in UAE, Abu Dhabi, or Dubai. Yeah, so the main websites that I used for job applications was Indeed.com and Dubizzle.com. I had job interviews because of those two websites. I also use other websites, but yun lang talaga ang websites that I got my interviews from. You could also make use of Byte.com, golftalents.com, and marami pa. 3 ways that you could make your job applications here. And those 3, na-try ko lahat, na experience ko. So you could pass your applications online, like sending an email to a certain school or for any job openings. And then second is walk-in application. This is mas mahirap siya because we had to go really to the schools. We went to those schools na we thought about a possibility that they are hiring. So I think we went to several schools, more than 10 schools. Yes, at ang init pa during that time because it was summer, under the scorching heat of the sun. Like going to those schools and submitting my application letter and resume to those schools personally. Tibayan na ng loob. In my experience, I didn't get a call from my walk-in applications. But you can also try it kasi I had a friend here also in Dubai na she got her job. She got hired because of a walk-in application. So it worked for her, but for me, no, it didn't work for me. I didn't get a call out of those walk-in application. So online application, walk-in application. The third one is by participating in different job fairs. Job fair meaning some companies who have job openings, they would just gather in one place and then they would accept applications from there, your cover letter, your resume, your CV. Companies, they would do the interview right there and then while you are there. And then ang hirap ng job fair kasi alam mo ba, thousands upon thousands of applicants are really falling in line. Like it's so huge. There's a lot of people, huge number of people. Ang haba ng pila, your applicants, so many people. Ang dami, thousands upon thousands. Like it was my first time to experience a job fair, like to apply through a job fair. And again, in my experience, I didn't get a call from the job fair. But yeah, you can try it for yourself if maybe it works for you. But in my experience, okay. Almost every day I sent online applications to schools. Like I would go to the websites of the school directly and then get their email address and then send my application there. And then sometimes, most often times, I just take from the job openings really posted from the websites that I mentioned, and then yeah, I send applications there. So I send so many applications like every day. Hindi siya madali. Like it's my first time to experience like job hunting. Every week I got a call from those schools or centers that I applied for, and then they would invite me for a job interview, and then yun, interview ako. So always remember, like a job interview is hindi pa siya sure na kukunin ka nila. So they just want to see you. It's another step for screening. First they will shortlist the resume. After that, it's another step of screening the interview. So in the interview, that's when they would see if you're really good. So sometimes also like I experience na tinatry ako on the spot demo. On the spot demo, yun. Ang dami kong na-experience. To cut the story short, like I had, I think, 10 or more than 10 job interviews in total. Most of my job interviews were were in Dubai. So that's during that time I thought I would be working in Dubai. So far in all those interviews, yung pinaka-highest offer was this company that I work for right now. So I grabbed it. When I saw it online that this is the offer, so I already claim it in my spirit. Now, Lord, this is the job that I was looking for. This is the job that's for me. I got interviewed for this company. The interview was very fun. They are Koreans, right? So when I got in the room, I greeted them in their language, like I said, "안녕하세요." They smiled, and then I already was able to get their attention. So and then they said, "Oh, you speak Korean? Do you know our language?" And then I said, "Oh, only a few expressions because I happened to visit your country." Shared to them like Korea was my first international exposure, and I really love their country, and I mentioned to them the things that I admired about their country and its people, blah blah. So it was very honest, like it was just a very natural conversation that I shared to them my personal experience, how that experience really has enlarged my vision and how it has affected me. That was one of the reasons why I think they liked me, because they were smiling all throughout. And then they also asked me about the university where I graduated from. They asked me like how prestigious is that university in my country, and then of course I said, yeah, it's one of the most respected universities in my country. Yes, Mindanao State University. So I was proud to say that to them. After that interview, like it took almost 1 week, then they sent me an offer letter in my email. Offer letter means they are offering the job to me, to sign the offer letter and then give it back to them. So the processing of the visa and everything, it took like almost a month. I think 1 month. Yeah, the waiting period after I signed the offer letter. So it took like 1 month waiting for the visa. As soon as I signed the offer letter, I called my principal in Philippines. So I communicated with my head teachers and principal there na kasi di ba nag-leave ako na ng 1 month for June. So I told them na I wouldn't reinstate anymore because I already have an offer here in UAE. And then they told me, okay, send it formally through an email. So I sent them an email of my resignation letter signed by me. I vacated my item already in the DepEd. So yun lang, the process was not easy. The waiting period was quite long. Like I waited for exactly 3 months before I was able to really find a good job, the one that I really wanted. For some people, especially those who don't have families abroad, you can like approach any credible agencies to apply for a job outside the country, outside the Philippines. If you have a dream to work abroad, I suggest that you really spend time thinking about it. Like, is that really how you see yourself? Is that really, kasi working abroad is not easy. Number one, you will have to battle homesickness. Hindi talaga siya madali. It's not easy. Like I also had to go through that, especially I'm working in a desert. It's very far, 3 hours away from the city. So the desert life, you would really feel homesick. So consider it seriously if you are willing to battle through that. And then if you are really sure of your decision, then approach the right people to help you. Yun nga, sabi ko, if you have a family abroad, if you have friends abroad, you can ask them. Or if may budget ka, you can go to an agency. You will have to take risk. It's one of the price that you need to pay for your dream. So thank you so much. If you have more questions, you can just message me through the links that I will put here in the description below. Thank you.